Hey coaches, how are you? And welcome to day one of your Coach Basics, or as we shall say, Rock the Basics. So, two things that we're going to touch upon today are your why and the three vital behaviors. So, what is your why? Now, your why is very different. Everybody's why is very different. So, a lot of people may say, okay, I want to lose 10 pounds, or I want to help, my mother, or, I want to be healthier for my children. The losing 10 pounds part, that's a goal. It's not a why. The whole part about wanting to be healthier for your children so that you can be an example, or wanting to get off of blood pressure medications, or wanting more financial freedom, or wanting more time with your children later on, those are all whys. And it's important that you write down your why, write it down somewhere where you can see it every day, because let me tell you, there are going to be ups and downs in this business. There are going to be days when it's slow. There might be weeks where you're not going to get paid anything, but you need to be able to weather the storm. And if you're always able to keep your why in sight, then you're going to be able to push through those low times and those lulls within the business. And so really kind of determining what is your why. Why do you want, why did you want to be a part of this business? Why are you pushing yourself more? And so what I want you to do as your first assignment is to let us know what your why is. And I hope that you'll consider doing a video like this. I'm using an iMac. I'm using Photo Booth to do this. Super simple. You can use your phone as well. But I really want to push you, especially because you are a new coach. You're going to have to push yourself because you're going to have to grow into that leader that you're going to have to become in order to lead your own team. So number one is, what is your why? Number two, let's talk about the three vital behaviors. So every day, every coach in Beachbody should be practicing the three vital behaviors. What are they? Invite, invite, invite. Be proof that the product works, and personal development. So what does invite, invite, invite mean? Inviting is sharing, which means you're sharing your story, you're sharing your transformation, you're sharing your journey on social media, with your friends, at church. Anybody who has an ear and is willing to listen, you should be inviting, also known as sharing your story. And that is what's beautiful, I think, personally, about this business. I never feel like I'm selling a product. Honestly, I feel like I'm sharing what's working for me and what's working for my team. And as a result of sharing and inviting people to message me for information, inviting people to my challenge groups, that is how I am able to get people interested in what we have to offer. So number one is invite, invite, invite. So you should be reaching out to 2 to 3 people a day, just forming that relationship. Don't go pushing the product. That's not what I want you to do. But I want you to start building that relationship, because once you have that relationship built with someone, you're going to really be able to, they're going to trust you. And if they're going to trust, and if they trust you, they're more likely to say, you know what, I want to go on this journey with her. One thing that I remember when I started in terms of this inviting process, I went from never posting on social media to literally in 24 hours when I became a coach to posting all the time. And I'm sure people got tired of it because my first post had like 100 likes, and then within like a couple days I had like 2 to 3 likes. So don't worry about if people are not liking what you're posting, if you're not getting a lot of likes, especially on Facebook, because it doesn't mean that they're not watching you, and it doesn't mean that they're not, watching you in your journey and thinking about whether or not they want to reach out to you. Now, one thing that I do want to note and just say is that when I first started on social media, and the fact that I was just sharing my daily workouts, sharing what I was eating, sharing that I was drinking E&E, sharing that I was drinking my Shakeology, let me tell you that I had people from grade school that started contacting me just because I was courageous enough to post on my social media. So you just never know. And so I encourage you to invite. Number two is being a proof that the product works. You cannot expect other people to do what you're doing if you're not doing it. And so every day, regardless of what I'm doing, regardless of how busy I am, number one for me is being proof that the product works. And so every day I take my E&E, which I have right here, I get my workout in and I make sure that I make that time for me. And so really following a program to the T, taking pictures, showing that it works. Because if you're able to transform your body, if you're able to show that these products work through helping others and through yourself, then people are really going to trust you. And then number 3 is personal development. Why do we need personal development? Because honestly, leaders are not born, they are created. And we all have things that we need to improve upon. We all have weaknesses in our personalities, in our organization skills, in the way that we run our lives, and we need to learn better ways to manage this. Especially if you want to build a 6-figure income with this business, you're going to need to develop yourself. So some books that I recommend are GoPro, which I have here. The Compound Effect is also another good book that you can read. And there's many other books. The goal is to read 10 pages a day. Ideally, if you can read more a day, that's even better. But honestly, you're not going to be able to grow into the leader without these types of books. You need to be able to read some sort of development every day. And, it doesn't only always have to be related to business. It can be related to faith. I'm reading a book. I'm trying to see if I see it. But I'm reading a book that's called I Declare, which are by Joel Osteen, which are basically daily declarations onto my life that I say every day, and it's a 30-day book. And so that's because I'm trying to develop my faith more. And so depending on what your weaknesses are, you need to develop that and choose that. And I encourage you to tell me what book you're going to read and let me know if you need an idea for a book. Okay? So this went a little bit longer. I hope you have a fantastic day, and let's rock the basics.